last week, huge thing where we had Disney Plus and Warner Brothers came out to announce that they were going to offer a bundled package of Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max all together into one package that they say will be at a considerable discount than if you just subscribe to each one of them individually. Now, they didn't announce a price, an actual price point yet, but they said we're going to get that a little bit later in the summer. And, you know, we all said on this show, ain't going to be long until we hear about other bundles coming. Well, it didn't take long at all. Because in Variety today, they're writing that the internet service provider and cable network, or cable provider, Comcast, is launching a Peacock, Netflix, and Apple TV bundle at what they are calling a vastly reduced price. This comes to us from Variety, who say, get ready for the next cable-like streaming bundle. Comcast, later this month, will launch a 3-way bundle with Peacock, Netflix, and Apple TV Plus offered at a deep discount, Comcast chief Brian Roberts said. Dubbed Stream Saver, that's a terrible name. The bundle will be available to all Comcast broadband and TV customers, Roberts said, speaking Tuesday at Moffett-Nathanson's 2024 Media, Internet, and Communications Conference in New York. The 3 streaming services, Peacock, Netflix, and Apple TV Plus, will come at a vastly reduced price to anything in the market today, Roberts said, although he didn't reveal any pricing details. Okay. We are now entering into that phase of the streaming wars that we all you guys at home, us here on the show, we've all said for a while will be the next logical progression, which is bundling. The one big complaint that a lot of people have about their streaming services is like, oh, look, I'm now spending more on my streaming services than I ever did on cable before. The bundles are going to start to help that. Maybe, you know, obviously this works out really good for the streamers because if you're bundled in with other streaming services, it reduces the chance that you'll unsubscribe when your favorite show is done to only resubscribe later, also known as churn. That's what the streamers are really trying to fight against is churn. The downside of this particular deal is that you got to be a Comcast customer. Either their internet service provider, which you don't get to choose if they're your internet service provider. Of course, America is a country that operates like the mob. They divide up territory like the mob does and says, okay, this territory is what, you know, Verizon's internet territory, and you don't actually have a choice. I live in an area where I can only have Spectrum, and Spectrum sucks. But Spectrum is my internet service provider, and that's all I got. I have no other choice. I can't sign up with anybody else. So you got to be lucky enough to live in an area where Comcast is your service provider or they're your cable provider, and you will be able to get this bundle deal. Which, it's hard to know, Rob, how excited to get about this Disney Hulu Max one and this Netflix Apple TV Peacock one when we don't actually know a price yet. Okay, you keep saying deep discount, vastly less expensive. Okay. But what does that mean? Because if I'm paying $40, I'm just pulling a number out of my ass right now. But if I'm paying, let's say 30. Let's say I'm paying $30 right now for Netflix, Peacock, and Apple TV Plus. All right, is this new bundle going to be $18? Or is it going to be $28? Ooh, $2. Like, what does that mean? Because I'll tell you what, if it's like $18, that is a significant savings. That's a pretty damn good deal. If I can get Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max for like $20, that's a freaking deal. Like I'm on board. So it'll all depend on what this is. Rob, I think this is happening even faster than we thought it would, but we're seeing these bundles. How do you think this one with a Netflix, a Peacock, and Apple TV Plus measure up?
Look, I mean, I think it's up in the air. I mean, I don't know how this is all going to play out, but it seems, going back to the cable days, whatever. But as long as I can save money, I'm all for it. As long as, here's what I want, John. I want to save money and I want all the functionality. I want it in 4K. I want it in Dolby Vision. I want to get the best. I don't want to have it choked off. Because some of these services, you have to pay more of a premium to get that 4K.
Yeah, particularly Netflix.
Absolutely. And I just want, I want to have it the best it can be for the cheapest price, whatever that's going to be. And if you're going to bundle these things together, great. I think it's great. But now I just wonder, this business model, it's so weird to watch these streamers have these streaming wars and then sort of veer back to the old cable model. It's a funny thing to watch, and yet they won't put their movies out theatrically. I don't know what they're trying to do overall, but as long as I can save money, I'll do it.
But here's the question I have, though. Here's the more insidious side of it.
Yeah, here I know.
All right. Look at the money you're gonna save. Okay, Comcast, thank you. Oh, by the way, we're raising your internet bill by 20 more bucks a month.
Oh.
See, that's where, and I'm not saying that's what Comcast is going to do.
No, but you're absolutely right.
But like I say, Comcast comes out, hey, everybody, look, you get this great streaming deal. Why they stab you in the ass. They get your attention over here. Look at this great streaming deal, and then sneak up behind you, stab you in the ass with a fork, and say, we're going to charge you now more for your internet.
100%. I mean, the internet, I think internet is exorbitantly expensive. I mean, my business line is unbelievably expensive, so I can have the fastest upload and download speeds. Now I get it, but they've built this infrastructure and they're going to squeeze us to give it every last drop they can. And I think you're absolutely right. And you know what? We'll be like, oh yes, please up my internet service, $10 a month, $20 a month, $29.95 a month. I'll happily do it because I get Apple bundled together with how many other streaming platforms.
See, that's the advantage of the Disney Hulu Max one, is that it's not only tied to one internet provider. And by the way, this is, again, I know I'm already been preaching on this a lot. This is another example about why the United States needs to break up this mob-like cartel that these internet service providers have, where they all have territory. Because here's the thing. In American economy, competition is supposed to breed innovation and be good for the customer. I have no choices.
I don't either.
Right.
Where I live, where Rob lives, we have no choices. You want high-speed internet? Here's the only choice you have. You see, if I lived in a neighborhood where I had the option and the choice to either have Spectrum or Verizon fiber or an AT&T fiber or whatever, and I had the choice, now they got to fight it out to compete for my dollar. That would make all of this a lot more doable, I would say. So forgive me for being pessimistic about the motivations of Comcast, but I'm pessimistic of the motivations of Comcast. But I'll tell you this. In theory, if I could get one bundle of Disney, Hulu, and Max for, say, $25 a month, and I could get another bundle of Netflix, Apple TV Plus, which is amazing, by the way, Apple TV Plus, and Peacock, which I watch more than I think I even realized, for $25. And for $50, I could have all those streamers. That's pretty damn good. I'd be all for that. They just got to break it. I just wish it wasn't connected to a specific internet provider, because they're going to find a way to screw us. So I don't know, guys. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Cuts Clothing. Let's be real. Most guys would wear a t-shirt every day of their lives if we could. The problem is that most t-shirts are not acceptable to wear at work or out on a hot date. Today's sponsor, Cuts, has finally changed that. Cuts t-shirts are such high quality, wrinkle-free, and so buttery soft that you can look like you're dressing up even when you're dressing down. Yeah, you heard that right. They are wrinkle-free. And for a limited time, you can save money while redefining the dress code by heading to cutsclothing.com and use the code Campea for 20% off. Guys, you know me, when it comes to clothing, my number one priority is comfort, and I could not believe just how comfortable my Cuts shirt was. It was light, it breathed, it felt like $1,000,000, and it made me feel like I looked like $1,000,000 too. And the best part? Cuts Clothing is built to last. Their durable construction means you'll be enjoying your favorite shirts and pants for years to come, making them a smart investment for your wardrobe. So guys, for a limited time, our listeners get 20% off your entire order when you use the code Campea at checkout. That's 20% off your order at cutsclothing.com with the promo code Campea. Please support our show by telling them that the John Campea Show sent you. Experience the perfect blend of style and comfort with Cuts Clothing. Question is for you. What do you think about this? I love that we're starting to head towards the bundles. I'm really excited about the Disney Plus Hulu Max one. I'm not a Comcast customer, so I'm not going to be able to take advantage of this other one. But how do you feel about it? Are we at least heading in the right direction? Or is this all inevitably just heading to the same thing that we're going to end up getting screwed? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below. and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.